How's it going, everybody? We're back for another weekly podcast. This is Rob of Novakast, and this is episode 19. And hopefully I don't get claimed for this song. Honestly, when it comes to, so far with the music, I've been trying to find music that would sort of fit with the theme of the, or at least for one of the topics that we discuss. So, yeah. Crossing my fingers here. Okay. So, how's it going, everybody? Oh my gosh. What a lovely day, wherever you're at. Hopefully it is lovely. So, today, and I'm actually going to speed through this one. I'm not going to pull up the game, because last week I tried to add the Zur location in the podcast, and mostly because, since, I would do the video and the podcast on the same day, I figured, what the hell, why don't I just add that location thing for those Destiny players that are still playing Destiny. So to make this very quick, Zur is in the EDZ, and he has, as my freaking ads go off, damn you ads! Okay. He has the One-Eyed Mask, the Raiden Flux for the Hunter. Actually, I should mention the which it goes to. So, One-Eyed Mask for Titan, Raiden Flux for Hunter, and the Chromatic Fire for the Warlock, and the Sweet Business, which is a kinetic weapon. And once again, if I already said it, it's in the EDZ, and he has the One-Eyed Mask, Raiden Flux, Chromatic Fire, and the Sweet Business. So for those who are still playing Destiny 2, that's what he has, that's where he's at, and good luck to you and happy hunting. Alright, so far we have MJ. How's it going, MJ?
Play the version I sent you.
Yes, she just sent me a freaking version. Was it Cry singing the song?
Mm-hmm.
Oh gosh, I probably need to put it up on the, hold on. Just so, and I'm probably going to add the music on the description. So, I found the song that I just played, from the channel X Keto Music. And it's a free download. So, I'm going to add the channel, and the exact title so you guys can find it. But here, let me...
Yo, bro, McDoggity dog. Hi, heathen.
Hey, how's it going, Aiden?
Going good.
Oh, wait, hold on. So that way, I don't just have the audio playing. Okay. Oh my gosh!
Play it on stream.
I am.
You are? Oh, shit. I got it
Likewise.
Okay, this is good. It's as good as the Jack Black version. I just realized, is this the version? Is this from the Telltale video? Oh my gosh. You don't see much of Cry anymore, huh?
Yes.
Well, I mean, probably on Twitch, right? Yeah, this is the Telltale version. Okay, that was gold. I needed that. Okay, so how's everybody doing today?
Also, yes.
Wait, what?
Listen to the stream and answer you at the same time, but I forget that it's on a delay. But yes, he's on Twitch most.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't really do YouTube anymore. He does Twitch.
That's sad.
Meh.
I'm just saying, like, a lot of the gaming YouTubers now have moved on to, honestly, probably a better platform for them. I have a feeling down the road I'll probably end up doing the same. But, whatever.
I'm curious. Is it cry as in cryotic?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Cryotic.
Or cryotic? I wasn't sure how to pronounce that.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Cryotic.
I think the funniest video I've ever seen, like, with Cry is... Okay, there's a YouTuber, I think he's Coyote Nation, Animation. He keeps changing his channel name, but... He uses clips from different video or gaming YouTubers' videos or audio clips, and he sort of melds them with one of the Team Fortress 2 characters. So Cry is the Cry Spy.
I think I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah, and then I think one of the funniest ones was ibuprofen.
I think Coyote is Cry's cousin.
Oh, is he?
I think so.
Oh, that'd be cool.
I know one of the animators is related to him. I just can't remember which one.
Actually, the funniest one with PewDiePie, when he gets stuck in the trap. How dare you! Do
Or
something
shoots
about
him
it.
and PewDiePie gets jump scared and he turns around and shoots Cry.
Oh, yeah. Looks like there's been a scuffle. Unicorns did it. Dude falls. You're covered in it. Alright, so, yeah. So, we got the Zur location thing done. Tried to make it go really quickly, so that way... and at this point, I'm going to say this. I don't think it matters if I show where he's at. Because people, like, at this point, he doesn't move around in each location. Like, in each, like, map. He's in the same place every fucking week. You guys know what I mean. You guys know what I mean. Like, in the different maps. He's in the same place. So, at the very least, I will give you the main, like, location, and then where he, or at least what he has.
Is Zur Destiny 2's,
Exotic, merchant, yes.
Okay.
I still have a love for that game, and for those people that are still playing it, I try to give some support.
Right on. I just wasn't sure who Zur was, so I was just like, what?
So, I want to give a quick shout out to Mike from Mike and Actor, who's been helping me step by step. Through the whole copyright thing. At this point, I have filed as I mentioned with either my last video or the podcast or whatever, I'm doing each video one at a time. taking care when it comes to taking care of this, and right now I'm in the process of waiting for him to, make a move. And if he doesn't, then my video gets put back up.
Tell Mike to follow my current handle. Ask.
I'll talk to him.
I mean, and for those that are thinking I'm being mean, like, we're friends. Yeah. But he follows my old handle, but has not followed my new one. But I mean, no big deal if he doesn't. Just joking around. Let's see here.
Oh, another quick thing. My work schedule is changing, so there may be a possibility of a second thing in the week, like weekly, like 2 podcasts in the week. But that's depending on going further or whatever.
Cool.
Oh, and I
need to set up a schedule for myself too. I haven't done that yet.
By the way, and I'm gonna say another thing too, something to look forward to, guys. I know a lot of people don't watch my review videos, but there's gonna be 2 reviews coming up pretty soon. For those who probably saw the video or the podcast earlier, there are 2 movies that I'm going to review. I figured that would be 2 separate videos.
Which movies?
I'll mention it in the...
Oh.
If they haven't seen it yet, I'll just text it through the Discord.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna be hush-hush about it.
Well, duh.
An appealing one of them would be that.
I'd never heard of the second one, though.
It looks...
Okay, I'm gonna say that one's like an alternate version of Superman. But evil. And no, I'm not talking about Injustice Superman.
I was actually just about to jokingly say, what, you mean Injustice Superman?
That Superman's an asshole. He killed Shazam. No, and if you think about it, like, he cold-blooded killed a kid. No remorse. He freaking, before he could say his name, he froze his mouth shut and then lobotomized him.
Mm-hmm.
Evil Superman rocks. Yeah, we'll be talking about that in a little bit, Dan.
Which one? Oh, yeah.
Last topic.
I don't want to say too much. There was another person that I wanted to talk about, but really, I'm just going to say this, and without trying to say his name, his bullshit is just really petty at this point.
I asked you what happened. He didn't answer.
Well, it's just, he's still, let's just call him the hashtag puppet.
Obviously people know who you're talking about.
Yes. But either,
I believe you took it out of the title because I questioned you.
Yeah. That too.
You didn't have to do that.
Well,
I generally asked, like, what happened?
I didn't want to go... I'm going to say this. Thinking about it, it's the same bullshit. Like, people are going back and forth with his platform. And instead of just letting it go and moving on, he's still harassing these people. Trying to shame them online. And at this point, it's just like, dude, I'm done talking about you. It's like he's already made his own bed, so now he's laying in it.
I wasn't trying to be rude by asking.
No, you weren't rude. But... Don't worry about it. Don't. It was just, and I know you right now. You want to talk about the whole Ubisoft thing?
God. Well, I got a refund.
Oh, you did? Good.
Good.
But I still want to vent about it because it's bullshit. For those who haven't or don't follow me on Twitter or have Twitter or whatever.
Ubisoft.
Yeah. Well, they're already on my shit list. I mean, I love the Assassin's Creed series. I've been playing Odyssey a lot lately, and I just bought Origins today because it's on sale. Like the gold edition that's normally $100, I got it for $29.99. So
Ooh.
Sweet. And I also got the Switch version of Assassin's Creed 3 Remastered, which is actually playable versus the PC port, which is absolutely awful and unplayable. And it's a shame because 3 is my favorite. Odyssey will be up there now. But one, it all started off because you have to use Uplay in order to play
I hate Uplay
on PC. And two, when I was playing Odyssey for quite a while, and Uplay stores the saves in the cloud or whatever, and somehow it got fucked up and deleted my saves. And I was 12 hours in.
Yeah.
And so I had to redo that all over again,
that sucks.
Which was pretty shitty, but it's kind of embarrassing how quickly it took me to get back to where I was.
Right.
Prior to the crash. But anyway, I bought the season pass through Amazon because my in-laws gave me a gift card for there, and so I was like, okay, well, I'll buy the season pass for Odyssey, and I had to enter it in through Uplay, and it said it was installed, and the key was activated. So I was like, sweet. I recently beat the main story campaign, and I was checking out the DLC today, and I noticed that it wasn't showing up. So I was like, am I missing something? And oh, hey Vanessa.
Hey, Vanessa.
And so I went to look it up, what do I need to do in order to activate it? And it said start at this location. So I was there and nothing happened. And I was like, what the hell? So I looked to see if it was installed. Yep, it's installed. And then I started looking at forums, and people were saying that if you do not buy, if you buy the base game in one client, or I bought the base game on Steam, and if you buy any codes or DLCs for the game not on Steam, like I did for Amazon, the key doesn't work.
Yeah.
It's incompatible. But now thinking back on it, the remastered games work fine, but I just couldn't play the DLC. But so I spoke with or read the forums, and people were saying don't buy those things separately, and that Ubisoft did a shit job. They don't, on the Amazon page for it, it does not mention anything about if you buy it, buy the game on Steam, buy the code on Amazon, that it wouldn't work. No mention of it whatsoever.
That's bullshit.
And people were saying in the forums that to warn people, saying don't make the same mistake I did, because it's digital content that you won't get refunded.
That sucks.
And so I spoke with Ubisoft via live chat, and I ended up getting pretty pissed off because they were basically insinuating that it was my fault.
I hate that.
I didn't know, the whole separate client issue. And I was like, so you're saying there's nothing I can do? And they're like, well, you should just repurchase the game on Amazon if you want to play DLC, or buy the DLC on Steam, since the base game's on Steam. And I was like, well, that's fucked up. They're like, yeah, we can't, switch keys around. And I basically asked about a refund, and they're like, yeah, we don't do that. And I was like, this also sucks because that season pass is on sale right now for $20 when I paid $40 for it. But I mean, I used the gift card money, so it wasn't money out of my own pocket, but it was still pretty irritating. And so they're basically telling me that there's nothing I can do.
That's so screwed up.
On Amazon with digital content, you can't like directly make a claim on it. So I wrote a review hoping that somebody would see it and reply back to me, because that's happened in the past.
Okay.
But I ended up tweeting about it too, and I, added Ubisoft support, and they didn't message me. And then I ended up speaking with somebody at Amazon through live chat, and at first they didn't seem like they believed me because they asked for a screenshot, and I accidentally sent them the notepad version of the transcript. And they're like, well, this appears to be a notepad. And I was like, oh shit, I sent you the wrong thing. So I gave them a screenshot of the conversation from Ubisoft, and they refunded me. So,
That's
but
good.
Normally they don't. But yeah, I still had to pay for the DLC, but I mean, I was planning on playing the DLC anyway. That's actually what I'm doing right now. But yeah, that pissed me off that it's their fuck up. It's Ubisoft's fuck up.
Yeah.
And, they make you as if you were the idiot in this whole thing. But I double checked too on Amazon to see if there was any mention whatsoever of like the whole same client, different climate thing. And there isn't. Aside from like people in the writing reviews saying, do not buy this if you bought the game on Steam. Stupid
Right.
me didn't read the reviews beforehand, but
Right.
whatever. It got rectified, so it's all good now.
It's still nonsense, though.
It is. That's just utterly ridiculous.
Because I know some people have not gotten refunds, or they were told no, like me. But a couple of people I saw on Amazon left like really bad reviews, and so obviously Ubisoft doesn't like that, and so they basically, made it right, but also asked them to take down the review. Because that's happened to me before. Who reads reviews anymore? I do. But in this case, I do. I mean, it depends on what it is. Like, if there's something that, like, I was planning on playing anyway, I don't really pay. I mean, I'll read them, but I don't really care. Like, they don't affect my decisions. But if it's something that I'm on the fence about, then I kind of look into it. Luckily, like, for example, the remastered versions of Assassin's Creed 3 and Liberation came with that season pass that I initially got. Good thing I didn't buy that game outright on Steam, because it's unplayable. It's awful. It's fucking ridiculous. Like, it does not... like, the original version looks better. And it's really disappointing. And
You're talking about the Assassin's Creed 3.
Yeah, the remaster.
Yeah.
And I bought it for the Switch because it came out on the Switch the other day, and it's playable.
Looks better or worse?
Yeah, I mean, it looks better in comparison to the PC port, but that's not saying much. I would say, like... And also, I was pissed because they took down the multiplayer. And normally I don't like multiplayer shit, but the multiplayer in the Assassin's Creed games were actually a lot of fun. Here, I've just been sticking to The Sims, in all honesty. I hear that's free right now.
What is?
Sims 4 on Origins, yeah.
Really? I better download it then, because I think I have an account with Origins.
I need to hop over onto my Windows side so I can pick it up.
Maybe I'll make a YouTube, kind of do the same thing that Mike and Actor did, and do like a YouTube drama Sims house.
That doesn't make you a loser. That does not make you a loser, Miss Al.
What?
Knowing how to...
It's the only thing I know how to play because I'm a loser.
No, you're not.
No, apparently Heartbeat's Vanity did a stream where she was playing The Sims, and she made a sim version of CJ and Reina.
Oh, speaking of that, yeah, I like halfway through the week, I keep tabs on, like, on occasion, like I haven't been doing it lately, but I like on occasion will like see what's going on, and I look and I'm like, wait, when did CJ and Heartbeat's Vanity start hating each other?
I honestly have no idea anymore. I stopped paying attention.
That's why I said, he's made his bed and he has to lay in it.
Because at this point, it's just that everyone attacking everyone.
Yeah, it's petty bullshit.
Yeah, very petty.
Which is why I took it off the title and took it off as the topic.
Because you were criticized by me.
That's one reason, but like reconsidering.
I felt bad though. Felt bad.
Don't be.
Feel emotionless.
Criticism is allowed here. Even if I have to get criticized, it's allowed here. Take note on that, CJ.
Trying to find the articles for that last topic.
Well,
I sent you the video, but I want to see if they actually
I went and looked at that video from Philip DeFranco that you sent me. I'm gonna go over this quickly when it comes to the whole Onision thing because it's just so. One, he's going back to claiming that he made this really stupid skit where it's a vegetarian body 2.0. Where he's in his
body.
No, he's like in his underwear, and it's not just him. It's Billy the Fridge as well. And you have a bunch of these people in their underwear doing the same bullshit, and you have this one girl in a freaking I'm assuming bathing suit. Hopefully that was a bathing suit. Come on, saying, hey, yeah, meat eaters. And then all of a sudden, Onision does his usual freak out, claiming that all meat eaters are monsters. Look, I hate going into, like, debates on this whole diet thing. Like, if you like the vegetarian diet and it's working for you, then good. You can't freaking treat people like shit for a certain diet. You just can't. And that's what pisses me off about this whole, like, when it comes to, like, this whole, like, war on which diet is better. It just makes both sides look stupid if they're treating each other like shit.
Mm-hmm.
That's just me.
I agree.
Like, I can understand, and the worst fucking thing is when they say, "Oh, you eat meat," that means you support, the farms that keep them in closed, confined cages. Like, no, where did you get that idea? Just because I eat meat doesn't mean I support those kind of, those standards when it comes to the farming. I think stuff like that is wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Hell, lately, I try to mostly eat fish. Be like more of a pescatarian. My wife.
Pescatarian?
Was it pescatarian? Yeah.
Pescatarian.
Yeah, yes. Pescatarian. My wife found me like 2 cases of freaking canned tuna. So I'm gonna have that with try it with some ramen. That would probably be interesting.
I've had that before.
Is it good?
Yeah.
So like they got me this authentic Japanese ramen. So I'm gonna have that. Maybe have some green onion with tofu in it. Maybe a little bit of miso.
God.
I don't know. I'm not, as you can tell, I'm not a cook. I just, one person who's really good at cooking that I used to know said, if you don't know a recipe, see what works, and then if you like it, then go with it.
So trial and error.
Yeah, pretty much. Hell, if you ever heard of a beer butt chicken?
Wait, what?
It's this. I guess it's this way of cooking where you take a can of beer.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay. I've never heard of it phrased that way, but yes, I have.
Yes. They use Coca-Cola. This person I knew. They use Coca-Cola instead of beer.
That actually sounds familiar.
And it's really tasty.
In what drink?
Coca-Cola. Took a
No,
can of
I mean-
Coca-Cola. By the way, I found out something really
They did
interesting.
what with it though?
They stuck it inside a chicken as they were cooking it.
Yeah. By the way, I found out that I was watching this really interesting video that the cans for soda aren't just the aluminum or the metal. There's apparently a plastic filling inside the can. This dude was doing this experiment where he used a type of acid to melt away the metal, and what was left was the plastic cover. So at the bottom of the can is this plastic cover and the soda.
You say soda.
Or pop.
Yeah, it's just a running joke.
I know. But just I'm gonna say this: with some of the stuff that Onision says and does, it's just fucking stupid.
I would say misinformed.
Yeah. You know, I was gonna talk about do a response to his "Am I gay?" video, but I had a feeling I am so gonna get hate for that.
You might.
Yeah. Mostly because here's just my general thought on it. I look at that and I feel like he's projecting. And some part of me, some part of me wants it to be true when it comes to what's going on with his spouse, with them, trying to transition into a man. But that deep, deep part of me that is very critical feels like that this whole thing is a ruse. That Onision made it, or has convinced his spouse to become a man so he doesn't have people still calling him a predator for showing images of young girls. And the other stuff that was going on with teenagers.
I honestly do not think that's the case.
Well, that's what, like I said.
But it's an interesting perspective on it all.
Like I said, a part of me kind of wishes that this is a true thing, that they are doing what they think is what's right for them. And if it is, I'm gonna try not. I don't want to judge them on that because it's their life; they can do whatever they want. But with all this stuff with Onision, like I said, that slim part of me is very critical on this and very kind of like questioning it. If that makes any sense.
Mm-hmm. Like I said, I mean, I disagree, but I still find your perspective interesting.
Thank you.
What about Lainey Bot and Sarah?
Oh, nobody's talked about that in a while.
I have no idea what's going on.
At this point, it's
Is it
whatever
still going on?
I don't think it is. I haven't heard anything new. If there was something going on, more than likely Onision and Lainey got away with it. At this point, nobody knows. So moving on to the next topic, the FaZe lawsuit.
Did you read the contract?
I watched, like I said, I watched the film. I couldn't find the contract for some stupid reason.
Wait, hold on. Chico says Sarah's gone?
Oh, Sarah's gone? From the...
Like, as in left from their house, or...?
Or do you mean, like, from social media, just in general?
While she's responding, go ahead and mention the next topic. But
I was wondering if you wanted to lead on this one, since...
you might know a little bit more than I do, but I mean, I know the rudimentary information about it.
I was kind of curious about it because I watched that video that you shared with me. So for those who don't know, there's a lawsuit from one of the members of FaZe against the FaZe clan or the streaming group for unfair practices within the contract, and wasn't this, and forgive me for asking, wasn't this started because they kicked him out or something? So was it just he finally was like, I'm done with your guys' shady business, and decided to sue?
No, according to FaZe Banks, it kind of came out of nowhere. Like, FaZe Banks was the one who kind of found him and made him who he, like, you know, as popular as he is now, because he's the largest Twitch streamer.
Right.
But he joined FaZe Clan, and I guess they've been trying to renegotiate his contract. Like, they were trying to do it last summer, but they just never got around to it. Or he rejected every offer. And then Banks believes that, like, his dad, or Tfud's dad, kind of, like, goaded him into doing a lawsuit. And then Banks did a video called Dear Tfue, or I think it was Dear Tfue, and kept saying that they've only, like, made $60,000 off of him, and that they never collected prize winnings, brand deals, donations from Twitch and YouTube and all that stuff, and that it was an 80-20 split, meaning that, you know, FaZe Clan would get like a 20% cut, like a finder's fee, while Tfue got the remaining 80%. But Tfue responded by, like, he started this whole thing, #release the contract, that got trending on Twitter. And Tfue was saying that the contract was basically the other way around, that it was 20% to him and 80% to FaZe. And that they were collecting half of his prize earnings and all this other stuff. And so the contract got leaked, and it did corroborate what Tfue was saying to an extent.
Which that looks really bad on FaZe Banks in that sense.
And God,
I'm sorry. In that video, the release the contract video that Tfue did, didn't he say, so if y'all release me from the contract, I'll drop the suit or something like that?
I don't recall.
I would have to look at it. I haven't seen that video yet.
Magi would be the biggest source of information on this. I hope he gets the film back.
Actually, the craziest thing is looking, because one of the things that was mentioned in the Philip DeFranco video is people who are terminated. They can't be a part of social media or do any, like, gaming within, was it 6 months?
Yeah.
Prior to being terminated. And it's like, what if they have other prospects? Like they can't do their own thing for 6 months? That's stupid.
Mm-hmm. And that's not the first time I've heard of something like that. I'm trying to think of the other company that notably did that.
Well, the reason I asked earlier was because if that is the case, even if he was to drop the suit, there would still be some backlash on FaZe due to the fact that it's already brought in the group that FaZe was supposed to have technically gone to in order to make sure that the contract was
good,
proper, and in the interest.
Well, because they were saying that they were violating the Talent Act or like the Talent Agency Act because they don't have a license for it.
That's what it was.
Oh, jeez.
That they are not a licensed talent agency, so in order to be collecting, talent fees or like management fees like that would go against that act. Other people are speculating that Tfue wanted out of the contract in order to start his own esports team. And Keemstar did an interview with the, who was it? One of the higher ups for FaZe that had knew all the details of the contract. I can't remember who, to be honest. Sorry that I didn't research this ahead of time.
It's all right.
But they were saying that they've been trying to work with Tfue this whole time to, to make things right, and that it was him that, wasn't willing to do so. And another thing that the original article from, I think it was the Hollywood Reporter, had said that when they did an interview with Tfue, saying they were also suing because he was being put in situations that was causing him physical harm, participating in underage drinking and illegal gambling, and stunts that caused him to become injured.
Oh, jeez.
And Banks had tried to debunk that by showing clips of him jumping off bridges and stuff like that, being very extreme, I guess is one way of putting it. And then as for the underage drinking thing, there was a clip of him downing a gallon of rum or something like that. And they're not sure about the whole gambling thing, but basically he wasn't forced to do any of these things. He did it himself, or he would egg other people on to do it. But I guess Tfue said that he had no idea that was going to be in the lawsuit, and he told his lawyer to take it out. But there's a whole thing with this whole lawsuit because, in terms of esports, there's not a lot of regulations tied to an esport. And so this lawsuit can be pivotal in changing how esports are run or operated. But that's pretty much all I know as far as that lawsuit. I don't know who leaked the contract, because Tfue wanted them to release the contract. That's how the whole hashtag release the contract thing came out. And Banks had said that he was trying to work with people to make sure that, to oblige and, release that contract per, Tfue's request. But then somebody else leaked it out early.
Right.
And Phil DeFranco does a pretty good job of breaking down, some of the notable things that are associated with that contract, like the 80-20 split and 50-50 as far as, I can't remember what the 50-50 is about, but long story short, it's not a good contract.
No, it's not. From what it sounds like, it ends up screwing over the people that are under it.
Mm-hmm. And FaZe Clan's whole argument is that, the whole renegotiation of the contract is based on value. Which, that's nothing new. Because of Tfue's value, rising because of his popularity, that, of course, the contract would need to be renegotiated based on that value. But one side's saying that he never, bothered to do any sort of renegotiating. The other side is claiming that didn't happen. So it's really like, you know,
Like
hearsay
he
at
said,
this point.
Yeah, he said, she said.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's always fun.
Mm.
So.
And Banks is, at the end of the day, the one that, like, he knows that it's not personal towards him, but, you know, FaZe is his baby. Like, he founded it.
Yeah.
And so, of course, he's going to take it personally.
I think he did mention that he kind of feels bad that he let other people, you know, kind of control his pride and joy. And didn't he make
Banks said that?
I think so.
Oh, wait, yeah, I know what you mean.
And I think he didn't. I believe he also said that he's going to work on that to become like more involved or to kind of fix things.
Mm-hmm. Let's see here. Every day, I see these YouTubers and all this drama. It puts me off from wanting to upload videos of me and my boyfriend, do the blog couple thing. Pretty sure that's the worst thing to be on YouTube. Yeah, if you want to do it, do it.
Yeah.
That's kind of my whole thing about the whole, you know, at the end of the day, but... are there any other comments about the FaZe lawsuit that anyone wants to bring up real quick?
No, I can think of.
Not really.
Okay.
I think with the next one, I'll let you lead.
Yeah. So, Postmortem Sperm donation, eh?
Yes.
You'll have hate no matter what, TBH. That's true.
Yeah.
You gotta, at the end of the day, you gotta do what you want to do.
Exactly.
But
though I will say, if anything, that I mean, if you do something, try to be decent towards people, and not like a complete asshole.
Mm-hmm. I mean, there's also, you know, being conscious of like what your viewers are into and everything like that. But at the end of the day, you want to do something that you enjoy, because people can see that, like, you know, if you are doing something but you're not really giving it your all. One example would be Joy. Because I'm not talking shit about Joy, but the fact that like she came back to YouTube saying that, you know, she needed the money. And you could tell that her heart wasn't really in it.
No.
Because of that. That it was only for financial gain.
And her videos, like her recent videos.
But yeah, that's all I was going to say on Joy. But yeah, my point being is that, you know, people can easily tell when you're not happy.
Yeah, when your heart isn't in the right place.
But
Go
ahead.
I was gonna say, even though this is a small channel, if I can give one criticism or one like just word of advice for those people who want to do their own content and stuff like that, always be ready for criticism, because more than likely you're gonna have that one person, and it may not even be criticism, you're just gonna have that one asshole that wants to be a jerk. Never let that affect you. If anything, when it comes to criticism too, look at it, and if it feels like that's something that you could improve in, then improve on it.
Yep. So Postmortem Sperm donation, eh?
Yeah. So when you mentioned this to me, I'm like, that's not a thing. Is it a thing? And then I saw the video. It's a thing.
So for those who don't know what we're talking about, I saw this in that same Philly D video that I mentioned a couple minutes ago about a case where this one individual had passed away. I believe it was in a skiing accident. Hold on, let me look. Okay, wait. Peter, a cadet at the U.S. Military Academy at West Point, severely injured his spinal cord while skiing on February 23rd and was declared brain dead on February 27th. And so before he went through a procedure to, to have his organs removed for, because he was an organ donor, his parents had requested that they procure some of his sperm. Because he, I guess, really wanted kids. And they wanted his sperm in order to kind of continue on the legacy, or to kind of, and as well as to honor like his dying wishes. And there's a whole debate right now of like the issue of consent for one.
Yeah, I saw that.
If like, because I guess he, was telling people, that he really wanted to have kids, but is that
actual consent?
Right.
Okay.
Let me see here. His parents received an order from Colangelo for the medical center where he was being cared for to collect his sperm. Staff at Westchester Medical Center didn't object to the procedure, and his sperm has been stored at a sperm bank since the retrieval. Let's see here. In his decision dated May 16th, Colangelo wrote that he focused on, quote, the decedent's intent, end quote. He found that Peter had repeatedly expressed a desire to have children to his parents, professors, and mentors. He did not have a will or a partner, but Colangelo wrote that Peter's statements in public health and estate laws point to his parents as the persons Peter would have intended to make decisions with respect to the preservation and disposition of the procreative fluids at issue. So basically kind of referring to his parents being like power of attorney, and that they are acting on his behalf.
Right.
But experts who have studied postmortem sperm retrieval said that many families who save sperm do not ultimately try to start a pregnancy. Also, there's the issue where it says the judge noted that at some states won't recognize the child's parentage if he or she is born too long after a parent's death.
Right.
So there's a bunch of different challenges associated with it, and again, like the whole debate on whether that's consent.
I will say it's like just hearing the story, it was somewhat touching. That the guy wanted to have kids, but unfortunately he died too early. So the parents
God.
I was gonna say, and the parents are doing what they can to kind of respect his dying wish, and even if it's as controversial as it is with some of the back and forth, they're doing what they feel would, what?
Machiko.
Asked my boyfriend, he said, why? Yeah, it's consent to him as long as I'm up for being a single mom if he dies and I have it. Oh, jeez.
But that brings up a point, though. Like, okay, it's one thing to say, like, oh, yeah, I want kids someday. That's another thing saying, when I die...
Yeah, okay, I see your point.
Harvest my sperm so, my legacy can live on. Because anyone can say, like, you've probably heard people yourself being like, yeah, I can't wait to have kids someday, but does that mean that they are actively trying right then and there?
Yeah. When I die, don't...
Yeah.
Honestly, when it comes to that, it should be, I hate to say it should be written in the last will and testament.
Right, and he did not have one.
I will agree with you on that. I would say it's just to save yourself.
When I bring up the term consent, I'm not meaning it in like a #MeToo or a rapey kind of thing. Mm-hmm. But just, like I said, there's one thing we're saying, yeah, I really want kids someday, versus take my sperm and impregnate somebody with it after I die.
Well, I guess that wouldn't matter if he's an organ donor. Because didn't they say because he's an organ donor, then it...
But that's not an organ.
Yeah, I know. I don't even know why they trumped those two together, then.
Let me see if I can find more info on it. Why is it... Okay, why is my Chrome now showing Bing as its... Fuck you, Bing. I don't want Bing. I want Google. I'm on Google Chrome right now, and yeah, it's pulling up Bing. Let's see here. Hey, Ronnie. And Vegan. Sorry I didn't say hi earlier. I saw
Hey,
ya.
guys.
Oh, hey, guys.
Let me see. Why is it... Okay. I typed Google, and then Bing pops up.
What the?
Bing is taking over. It's Skynet.
Fuck that.
All your bases belong to us.
Have you seen the new trailer for the Terminator film? Dark
What?
Genesis, I think is what it's called.
I'm curious of it.
Or wait, was
Genesis
it-
already came out.
No, Terminator Dark Fate? I'm trying to remember.
Dark
yeah,
Fate.
Terminator Dark Fate.
I gotta say, looking at that, Arnold is really, like, beyond his years.
Hold on, real quick. Why is using like dead guy's sperm such a controversial topic? It's because of the fact that he didn't consent to it being used. Hey, Sanjira. Let's see here. More of a, and if I die and not a when, should be written down so it all comes down for me to who they're gonna impregnate. But yeah, he did not say like, you know, do this. It wasn't written in a will. There was no will for him. And so it's kind of weird that, or, you know, this is happening.
Right.
And you got a dislike.
Yay! Or do the Kermit the Frog. Yay!
Oh, goodness.
Be right back.
Let's see here.
The dislike is from Onision,
Be right
probably.
back.
And if I had the time, I'd...
What the fuck? Okay. I'm getting,
That's
I'm
exactly
getting kind of pissed.
That was what I was about to say. Like, if it was Onision, if I had the time, I'd probably show the one avatar of me flipping the bird.
No, okay, so I opened a new tab on Chrome and Google pops up and then I type in, because I'm trying to find more information about this topic, and it takes me straight to Bing when I type in that particular topic. Let me see.
It's Skynet.
Okay, it's doing...
Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Seriously though,
What is going on?
freaking Schwarzenegger looks freaking old, like really old in that.
Mm-hmm.
He is what, in his 60s, almost 70s now.
Let's see here. Arnold. He is 71.
Good lord! Man, he's doing... Jeez. How do you do it, Arnold? Nobody answer that.
Everybody answer that. 3, 2, 1, go.
Exercise? Mm-hmm.
Next thing you know, I get somebody sends me the clip of him saying he enjoys, and I'm not kidding when I say this, coming.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not kidding. That's an actual clip. He said that in an interview. That when he exercises, that's how he feels.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I've actually heard that before. Who was it that also would say the same thing? I'm trying to remember. It's a YouTuber, but I can't remember who. Well, son of a bitch. It looks like I'm going to have to reinstall Chrome.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, I don't know why it like...
Machiko wrote cocaine.
Maybe.
I would be surprised. Unless he's still, unless he's doing steroids.
Maybe.
Because he looks old, but he looks like he's doing well for his age. Like,
Yeah.
no joke.
his son is in like his 20s now. Patrick Schwarzenegger.
Oh, jeez. Hopefully he's not as jacked as his dad.
No. He's not. Yeah.
That sort of mentality skipped a generation.
Hold on. I'm actually on my desktop searching things
Sage,
up.
that better not be the clip I was talking about. I'm not playing it. If you're gonna get me to if you're gonna try to get me to click on that, I'm not going to click on it. Maybe after the podcast, but I'm not going to click on it now. So I want to ask who. All in all, press 5 if all of you guys have watched... Actually, no, press 8 if all of you guys have watched the finale of Game of Thrones.
I was saying earlier in the chat before the stream started about how there's a change.org petition for...
Yeah, I saw that.
And it has over 1 million signatures.
Yeah, was it... J.R.R. Martin is like, we could have gone George R.R. Martin, yeah. Was like, we could have gone like another 3-4 seasons with all the material I have.
Yeah, the petition is to redo season 8 with more competent writers.
Heck, I wouldn't be surprised. This one will be dubbed the bad ending.
I haven't seen it. I stopped watching after season 4.
And I'm gonna say this. I will say, as much as I'm pissed off about it, and my wife saw it before me, looking back at it and looking at the criticism, I kind of saw it happening.
What do you mean?
How many people have seen it?
Well, looks like Comfort Doll has.
So, spoilers.
I don't care about spoilers, so go for it.
Yeah. Daenerys goes crazy and burns Castle, or King's Landing.
That's... okay. Really?
I will
That's
say...
predictable.
Well, here's the thing, though. I feel like it could have been avoidable, in a sense.
She's a descendant of the Mad King.
Well, okay, like, I want to address some things that happened before this happens. First, her other... Okay, so she lost her first dragon because the Night King. She lost one of them, and it became an undead dragon. Then she lost another dragon.
Was it Dracarys?
Not Dracarys. Or no, it was a Drago.
Oh, okay. Okay.
No, it wasn't Drago. Or Dracar. No, it wasn't Dracar. Yeah, it wasn't Dracarys. It wasn't the black dragon. It was one of the other ones. Then it... What? So it's Dracarys, then Rhaegon. What's the third one? Oh, freaking A. I'm trying to remember the name of it. Well, anyways, the third one dies. Then Rhaegon is killed by the Iron Fleet.
Drogon, Viserion, and Rhaegal.
Yeah, Viserion dies first. Then, as they're trying to head to King's Landing, Rhaegon is shot down with 3 ballista bolts. Or spears, or whatever you call it. By the Iron Fleet, by the Greyjoys. This pisses off Daenerys, and she burns the entire Iron Fleet. And actually, no, sorry. If I remember correctly, I'm getting facts confused, because I think Greyjoy, or one of them, who's head of the Iron Fleet, destroys her ships and captures her best friend, The
Theon's sister?
No, what is her name? Aiden, have you finished it? Or have you watched
I haven't
it?
seen it since I lived in Andrews.
No, it wasn't Theon's sister. It was their uncle.
Oh, okay.
Oh gosh, what was her name? I'm trying to remember her name. She is kind of like an advisor. She was one of the first.
Oh, the tall girl?
Yeah. No, not.
Well, I'm only basing this off of rudimentary facts from everything after season 4 and what I've seen. So
I'm trying to. She was one of the. She was the slave girl that she frees from the slavers.
Oh,
Grey Worm's girlfriend, yes.
Misandry?
Misandry, yes. She gets captured.
Missandei, or whatever?
Missandei, yes. She gets captured, and then when they get to King's Landing, which honestly, I have to agree with a few people, the gate that they're at looks nothing, or we've never seen this part of King's Landing, so people were speculating, like, where the hell is this at all? Because for the most part, there's been like some like greenery around King's Landing, but there's nothing. It's just what looks like desert. So it made no sense. And for a brief moment, you have Tyrion kind of subjecting to Cersei's humanity, who has I'm drawing a blank on the name again, damn it. Missandei's, because they have Missandei captured, and Tyrion is kind of trying to talk to Cersei, because right now she is in command of King's Landing. And they kill Missandei, and this sets, I'm assuming this is like where it sets off Daenerys. If they would have had her captured, like held her captive, more than likely Daenerys probably wouldn't have done anything, because that is one of her closest companions.
Mm-hmm.
But instead they killed her, and she is set off. And what ends up happening is she just annihilates King's Landing. Freaking, oh, and by the way, fuck them for what they did to Jaime. They had a moment where he, like, it almost seemed like he was redeemable, but he goes back to fucking Cersei. And they both die. Yeah, they were inside with the catacombs of King's Landing, and they get crushed. And Varys dies. I liked him.
Oh, I liked him.
Yeah, he finds out that, big spoiler, and you find out this out from season 7, Jon Snow is Targaryen.
That doesn't surprise me.
And Varys found
no
this.
big.
Varys found out about this, and I'm if I remember correctly, because for some reason I'm usually really good at this, but for some reason I can't. Daenerys finds out that he knows, and then burns him, pretty much executing him.
Jon Snow?
No,
or Varys?
Varys.
Oh.
Which, I'm going to say this. I love that somebody else pointed this out. He's a fucking badass. He goes down like a badass. Yeah, like, usually when people are burned alive by the dragon fire, you hear them screaming. There is nothing from Varys.
Oh, he's already lost so much.
True.
Because he was a eunuch, right?
Yeah. Again, he's a fucking badass.
Daenerys is Jon's aunt?
Yes. Oh, and they had sex.
Yeah, not surprising. But who's his mother?
That
or who
was
are his parents in general, I should say.
It
Ned
was
father.
I'm trying to remember the Targaryen's name. Rhaegon, was it Rhaegon Targaryen? And Ned Stark's sister. That they talk about a lot in the first couple of seasons. You know, the one
Yeah. The one that's in the crypt?
Yeah, Robert Baratheon.
Baratheon?
Yeah. The one that Robert Baratheon loved.
Okay. That's interesting because... Wait. Okay, never mind. I was thinking that... Never mind. I figured it out myself.
By the way, quick rant. Fuck what they did to for the last moments with Jon Snow and Ghost. After the battle with the Night Walkers, the White Walkers, Ghost is like, he's freaking hurt. He's like, he lost an ear during this battle. And what ends up happening is when Jon leaves, he tells the wildlings, he doesn't belong here. I need you to take him, or to take him with you. Like, dude, no! He's been with you through thick and thin. And he won't even, like, take a second to pet the damn wolf.
Sam finds out they got married. Who got married?
Who?
Comfort also. Sam finds out they got married.
Yeah, Ned Stark's mom.
You mean sister?
Sister. And Rhaegon Targaryen. They got married in secret. Is it Rhaegar? Rhaegon. What is it? Rhaegon?
Rhaegar.
No, Rhaegar. Yeah.
Wait. How's Targaryen? Let me see here.
Oh, it's okay. That's why I'm saying Rhaegal. It was Rhaegon, Viserion, and okay, but so
Aegon.
Well,
there's Aerion. Wait.
So I'm just gonna say Targaryen, the king. So Targaryen and Ned Stark's sister, just to make it easier for me. They got married.
Rhaegar was the Mad King, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And I think that was the same person that, and I think that's why he went mad, anyways. But anyway, I'm losing track because I had to do that rant, and
Rhaegar. Ghost.
Yeah, because Ghost, and even like in the beginning, even Jon Snow says, you know, this is the direwolf is the sigil of your house. He saved those dogs, and he got the runt of all of them.
Mm-hmm.
And that dog has been with him since he was a puppy. And he just up and gives him away on Jon Snow's deathbed. Like, literally, when Jon Snow was dead, that dog did not leave him. It stayed by his side. And then, for the last season, he up and says, this wolf doesn't belong with me. Take him with you. He's like, fuck you, asshole. And then we get into the last part. By the way, I'm going to say this. People can complain all they want. The fight between the Hound and the Mountain.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say this. I love that throughout the seasons they gave like a sort of redemption story for the Hound.
Mm-hmm.
He is probably one of my favorite characters.
I liked him.
And the way he went out is probably one of the saddest deaths for me. Because Cersei and them are trying to escape, and his brother, who's not even a man anymore because he got poisoned and got turned into a monster. He
Who?
fights him, the mountain.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, he got
I do
stabbed by the
remember that.
poison spear.
I remember that. Okay.
And the alchemist or whatever turns him into a monster. And
What are their names? But, well, keep going because I don't want you to lose track, but I'll figure it out in a minute.
But, yeah, he even, like, near the end of the fight, the...
Maester. There we go.
The Maester, yeah. But the mountain does the same freaking thing where he tries to gouge his eyes out and crush his skull. And the Hound grabs a dagger, stabs him in the head, and the dude's trying to pull it out. And I think the guy knew that this was a no-win fight. So he pretty much tosses himself and the mountain off the tower that's crumbling as King's Landing is being destroyed and into the fiery pit that was below the castle.
And what season is this again?
8.
Okay.
We're talking about the season finale.
Okay. I still... Well, because a lot of the story you're telling me is stuff I remember from watching the show.
Yeah, they did.
I stopped watching after season 4.
Oh, by the way, another rant. What was the point? I thought it was cool that they introduced this whole faceless god thing for Arya, where she can use other people's faces to disguise herself. But they after they use that whole plot point for her to get revenge, they don't use it at all after that.
Huh.
It really pissed me off.
I mean, she went blind for a while, didn't she?
No. After
Oh,
okay,
I thought she did.
after no, she did, but
Okay.
after those trials, she went off and took revenge for her family. The crap, what's that family called? For the red wedding, she killed all of them. All of those assholes. Actually, it's poetic too how she did it. The father of the house, she disguised herself as a handmaiden and sliced his throat while feeding him a pie of one of his own kids.
Oh, God.
Yeah. And then later on disguises herself as him, brought the entire family to the house, and gave them all poisoned ale. So they all died. Again, poetic justice.
No! Sorry, I'm getting my ass handed to me right now.
And then I know people got pissed off with the fact that she ends up being the one that kills the Night King.
Huh. I like Arya.
No, I like Arya too. She's, again, her and the Hound are probably a couple of my favorites. But it just, after that, I mean, if and I'm trying to remember if they discuss it at some point, what she can do. She could have done a covert mission where she disguises herself as a guard or something and kills Cersei. Then they wouldn't have to have all that bloodshed.
Okay.
But anyways, so for the last moments, Jon is mortified by what Daenerys does when it comes to King's Landing, because you have to realize that men, women, and children were still in the stronghold, and Cersei killed them all. And to an extent, he tries to talk to her, but it's already too late. She's, batshit crazy. So he ends up kind of pulling a Jaime in a sense and kills her. And in the end, Drago, the last dragon, when she is lying on the ground dead, he sees her, and I thought it was funny that they were making us feel sorry for the the fire breathing dragon, because it starts to like whimper. It starts acting like a dog, or like, you know, like how an animal sees like something dead, and they like will like try to nudge it with their nose to see if it's still alive. Yeah, they do that. They did that with Drago, where he's nudging at Daenerys, seeing if she'll wake up. She doesn't. And one thing that was really cool, and some people will disagree with this, I actually agree. I'm going to say this. I agree with some people when they mention this. He literally melts the Iron Throne afterwards. He won't attack Jon. I think because he's a Targaryen. But he decides to destroy the dragon. Destroys the Iron Throne. Now, somebody mentioned something that was really cool, was that there are some similarities to Lord of the Rings with this whole thing. That the Iron Throne in of itself is an object of power, and people in the end covet that said power, and they become obsessed with it.
Right.
For some, in a sense, it happened to Robert. Happened to the little weasel. I'm trying to remember his damn Joffrey. But Joffrey was a piece of shit, anyways. Then you had, and think about it. Some of the other characters, Stannis, he wanted the throne for himself.
I didn't like him.
Then you had the other Baratheon. Was it Baratheon? Yes.
Yeah.
I can't remember his name right now.
The one with the paramour?
Yes, I think so. But everybody who's wanted the throne ends up being consumed by a entitlement or power. And they even like compared Daenerys's need for the Iron Throne to that of Gollum in the Ring. Which again, it's a weird comparison, but I can see it.
Yeah.
And at the end, actually, one thing I forgot is apparently Tyrion was in on the whole betrayal of Daenerys, and they end up getting captured. Him and in the chat, let me know if there's some things I get incorrect. I'm just going by memory right now. They get captured, and at the end of it, all of the powerful people, or powerful lords, are in one group, and for some reason they have Tyrion in this group as well, discussing who are they going to name king. And at this point, nobody knows. Nobody knows who should be king or queen. And I love the speech that Tyrion. I want to show it, but I'm afraid of getting copyrighted. In a sense, Tyrion's like, we've had people who, you know, are good in combat. We have good people who are good in politics. It's like, one person I want to see on the throne is somebody who has a good story. And who none better than Bram? And
He's still alive?
Huh?
He's still alive?
Yeah. Oh no, he's the three-eyed raven. Actually, he's the one who also discovered that Jon was Targaryen. He confirmed it by using the powers of the three-eyed raven. But Tyrion mentions how, you know, this boy who became crippled, in a sense, learned to fly. He passed the wall, became the three-eyed raven, and in a sense is the chronicler of people's stories. And you have, I love this, you have this one, you have Sansa like, well, he can't bear children, or he can't have children. And Tyrion's like, well, better then. Is like instead of somebody inheriting the throne, why not somebody earning it?
Mm-hmm.
Instead of somebody inheriting it, they choose the next ruler when the previous one passes. And he mentions the fact that this is the wheel, the quote unquote wheel that Daenerys wanted to break. And I like that. I'm gonna say I agree with that. I like that whole decision. It was an interesting. I know some people have a problem with Bran being king, but I kind of like that concept.
So basically, switching it from a monarchy to a democracy.
In a sense, yes. Though I'm kind of mad that they made, because Sam makes this quick like little thing like, hey, why instead of like just the lords, why don't we have the people vote for their king? And all the lords are like, what an idiot. The people voting for their new monarch.
What was the name of the girl he was with?
Gilly.
Gilly. There we go. Is she still alive?
Yes.
Nice.
But so, and what ends up happening, what ends up happening is because and everybody was in agreement except for Sansa for Bran to be king, because after this whole thing, Sansa, who has grown as a character throughout the seasons, is pretty much like, we have lost so many people in the North. The North can't be a part of the Seven Kingdoms. We want to be independent again. So Bran's like, okay. So instead of it being the Seven Kingdoms, it is now the Six Kingdoms. And the North is independent. And and by the end of it, because Jon killed, in a sense, royalty, instead of Bran giving Grey Worm his way, Bran sends... One of my dogs is whining, hold on. So instead of hold on a sec.
I'll be right back myself.
All right, sorry about that. So instead of giving Grey Worm his way, they decide, or at least Bran decides, to send Jon back to the Watch.
Wait, sorry, what did you say the past few seconds?
Jon was sentenced to become part of the Night's Watch.
Again?
No, well, the last time he volunteered. This time, because he killed somebody, he's being sent there against his will. Or authority of the king. Mostly to, to save his own life. Because
that sounds like the Telltale version of Game of Thrones.
And what ends up happening is, like, the last moments with the three Stark children, even though Jon isn't a Stark. Sansa mentioned she's going back to the north. Arya is actually leaving Westeros and is taking a ship west of Westeros. In fact, she's mentioned this. If for those who remember, she mentioned doing this in was it season 3 or 4, where she was going to go west of Westeros because apparently that's where the maps stop.
I think that was 4.
And Jon is being sent to the Night's Watch. And for now, the King's Council, you have Tyrion. Oh, by the way, Tyrion is being forced to be the hand of the king. Well, I love it. For some reason, he's like, I tried to. He thought he knew what was right and what was wrong, but apparently not. So he didn't want to do it. And he's like, and Bram's like, this is my sentence. You are going to help me do what you think is right. And reluctantly, Tyrion's like, all right. So, I'm trying to think of all the characters. By the way, I like the new armor that they have for the King's Landing soldiers.
Wouldn't know.
Well, it's like, if you might remember the Lannister armor for the throughout the seasons, where it's like has a gold plating and red lining. For this one, it's just gold plated armor, and for the chest plate, it's a raven. It's very simple, and I like it.
So, does Ramsay ever die in the show?
Ramsay.
The fucking sadistic piece of shit.
Littlefinger?
No. Ramsay Bolton or Ramsay Snow?
Oh, fuck yes. Poetically, by the way.
Because last I knew, he raped Sansa. And then,
yes. And then he gets killed by his
after
dogs. No. And that's after, like, Jon, after them killing his brother, Ramsay shooting his brother down, like, beating him to an inch of his life.
Good.
I love that clip. Like, at first, Jon is like, it's like, why don't, instead of, like, shedding our men's blood, why don't we settle this in one man-to-man combat? And the dude pusses out and proceeds to kind of mess with Jon by taking his little brother. I'm trying to remember the little brother's name. Having him run across the field towards Jon, and Jon tries to catch up to save him, but the dude shoots an arrow and it hits him and ends up killing him. And when the dude gets beaten, he's like, you suggested hand-to-hand combat, and Jon's like, fuck this. He grabs a shield as the dude shoots an arrow, and he's able to block, save himself with the shield. And every time the dude like shoots a shield or shoots an arrow, Jon's like, okay, block, till he gets close enough, freaking bashes him with the shield, and then starts beating him of an inch of his life. And then Sansa's the one that ends up killing him, having him tie up in a chair with his dogs, and then opening the cages, and they just, go to town with his, by eating him. Again, poetic justice.
Yeah, I'm just trying to imagine, like, his dogs have been loyal to him, have they not?
Only to an extent.
Like, what was the line? As far as, like, the hunting and the...
I'm trying to remember what was the line. Because he hadn't fed them for like a week.
Oh.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I hated him in the show. I hated him in the Telltale. Which,
he was a sadistic douche.
I thought you were gonna say sadistic Jew.
No, I don't know why I'm slurring for some freaking reason. But yeah, he was sadistic.
I mean, he's an interesting character. He's one of those characters that you love to hate.
I will
but
say,
he does make things interesting.
So like the last moment, the wildlings are still at the Night's Watch, and as well as Ghost, which the dog finally gets a pet from its master. And the last moments of the show, we see Sansa getting a coronation of her becoming Queen of the North. Arya is again sailing west of Westeros, leaving the continent. And Jon, I'm assuming, who's done with all of this bullshit, kind of does the same thing that some of the other leaders have done in the Night's Watch, where he takes the wildlings and he goes north of the wall with them.
So he abandons the Night's Watch again?
I think it's implied, yeah.
Is Mance Rayder still alive?
No.
Okay.
But
I'm surprised that I was able to kind of keep up with what you were saying, even though I haven't seen the second half of seasons for that show. But it seems like a lot of the stuff in there that you mentioned is, kind of predictable.
It was.
Like Daenerys going mad, that makes total sense.
That one, I'm gonna say this. That one I definitely saw coming.
I figured, I kind of assumed that would happen right when I first heard about Daenerys. You didn't see her yet, I don't think. But when they mentioned the Mad King, I'm like, oh, if she's related to the Mad King, then she's probably gonna become mad herself.
Yeah.
I don't know. Even in the Telltale game, she's not that likable.
Right.
But she has to be. I mean, being nice only gets you so far.
Exactly.
And you kind of have to be cutthroat, and that's understandable. When I played the game, I got her really pissed off at me, and she kicked me out. But she wanted to keep my uncle to stay as her advisor.
But oh man.
And there were only 6 episodes for season 8?
Yes.
Huh.
That would be interesting if they redo it. But
I doubt they will.
Yeah, I doubt it too. So alright. I hate to do this, I'm gonna have to call it.
You're good. I was about to, head off myself, so.
Alright, so I want to thank everybody for coming on. I want to thank Aiden and MJ, as well as Sage for coming on. This has been really fun. And another good podcast. And again, hopefully I don't get hit by copyright claim for that beginning song.
Sorry I didn't talk much.
That's alright. But all in all, this was a really fun podcast. We had some serious talks about some of the stuff that was going on. So, for those who are probably going to watch this, or watching this now, we're going to watch this on the VOD. Please leave a like, comment, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff. This is Rob, Aiden, and MJ signing off. Have a good one. And you guys, Take care.
See ya.
Later.